Have you guys had these? It's the wrapper chips.
Well,
The wrap chips?
welcome everyone to week 2. We're taking a look at Joy's hip chips here.
My snacks.
Let me see.
Well, that's the
Okay.
wonderful Joy with her hip hop
Hold on,
chips.
give me
Say
two
hi,
more.
Joy.
Sorry, guys. I'm always hungry. Hope everybody's doing well.
This is Jenny.
Oh my god. I'm trying to.
It was a lot
So
smoother
long.
of an intro in my head. Trust me, guys. And I go as Mondo. We are 305 Paranormal. We're still trying to gather our bearings here.
Hey, Mela. What's up, Mela?
Mela, how's it going?
Hi,
Before
Limestone.
we begin this episode this week, I just wanted to thank everyone that has reached out to myself, to Jenny, and all my teammates at War Party Paranormal. In regarding Mama Bear, I just wanted to thank everybody out there for the love, the appreciation, and it's a more of a reinforcement that Para-Unity, it does work. I mean, look at this. We're on the East Coast of the U.S. and we have our good friend here, Joy, on the West Coast. So we're making it happen with the Para-Unity, and I really do appreciate everybody doing so. Okay.
Yeah.
Hola, Shams. Yes.
Shams, our good friend from Brazil.
Yes, Brazil.
Hi. I just wanted to
Speaking
say our condolences to the War Party Paranormal fam. I know you guys are doing a live tomorrow, right, in our honor.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to check out that. So if you guys, I don't know, you have it on your page, on your channel?
No, that's War Party.
It's
on
War
Party's
Party
stuff.
Paranormal's
Yeah.
YouTube, but we
Okay.
will submit on our stories so that way you guys can take a look at it.
Yeah.
And then, well, speaking of Para-Unity, let's show a good example of that tonight. Joy, if you would like to introduce our special guest, our first guest, actually.
Our first ever
So
guest.
Hey, Joe. So our very first guest is a good friend of mine. She's Connections at Ashley, and she was brave enough to join us. Come on in and talk to us. So, hi, Chidi.
Here we go.
So, everybody,
Hello.
there is Ashley. She goes by
Hi.
Connections. You want to say where you are on Instagram for anybody that's interested or wants to know?
Yes, it's Connections with Ashley, not at. No. But yeah, it's Connections with Ashley. I'm on Instagram. I'm trying to build everything up right now, so just kind of bear with everything. And then once everything's up and running, I'll let you guys know, and then we can kind of like connect everything together. But yeah, I'm Ashley from Pacific Northwest here in Washington, and yeah, I'll turn it back over to you guys. I'm like,
Oh, good.
Yay! Welcome, Ashley. No.
bye now.
Welcome, Ashley.
They're in the same house.
They're in the same house. I would like to request a nice tune, guys. So Ashley, let's just get into it. Tell us like what got you into paranormal investigations. I know you dabble with metaphysical equipment as well, and you're seriously gifted. So please let us know how you got into this.
Yeah, I think a lot of it started like a lot of people, and Jen, you had touched base on this last week, of just being younger and around like 6, 7 years old and just having like these interesting experiences happen. I remember because I grew up in Arizona, so there's a lot of really rich history down there. And I was 6, and there was always this cemetery in Tucson that we would go by, and it just really stuck out to me no matter what. And I was just like really intrigued with it. But everything was always passed off that, oh, you're an anxious child. But I always felt connected with it. So I just had a lot of interesting experiences growing up and just kind of kept pushing them to the side, trying to figure out like what's what. I embraced it for quite a while, and then it just became too much. So yeah, it's just kind of like hopping all around different points in my life. I would kind of just open up everything and be like, okay, I want to just see, kind of the skeptic side of what is this, what is that. When I moved up here to Washington, because I moved up here 12 years ago, I completely shut everything off. I'm like, I want nothing to do with like anything spiritual. Just kind of like use Washington as a full reset. But then about 3 years ago, I started getting back into everything. I'm like, kind of just be true to yourself and just
Mhm.
open up these experiences. So it started off still just kind of exploring and still being very much a skeptic of everything, and started doing like little abandoned hospitals. And there's a couple right along the Puget Sound, there's a couple of different forts from old military. So started going there, and it just really kind of spiked my interest again. And I would pick up connections like different, because I'm clairaudient. And so I would start having these like stories come together. I'm like, how do I like even know this? Like, I know nothing about the history. So it just kind of kept building from there. And I absolutely love this. I do most everything solo. So just really kind of going into these situations. But yeah, I don't know if I really answered anything. I'm like, I have so much I could tell you, so let me just like skip really quick into everything.
No, you're good. I have a question since you mentioned the clear audience. So how did? Well, it's to answer your question. It's to probably answer your question. How did that start or come about for you?
I think that was also back when I was younger, because we would have.
Like, do you remember what was your first like? Now thinking back, like maybe what was the first signs for you?
I always had imaginary friends that were very detailed. And I could tell like my grandma where they were living in the house, like what their whole story was. And, it always got brushed off as, oh, you're a kid, you have imaginary friends. But I would let them come out and play. I would have them, talk. And then it got to the point my grandma was like, oh, okay. And she would kind of feed into it. And when she would, there'd be like a lot more like activity with it. So I would say probably around 6. I hadn't been around anybody who had passed. So it just kind of came out just out of the blue with it. When I got into my teenage years, I really just absolutely loved it. I really started getting into tarot and astrology and just really tried to get as as much into it. But I didn't know how to like guard myself, which was really difficult, because then I was like, oh, I want to embrace all these situations, but I kept letting everything in. And so loving the cemeteries as much as I did, it was just like an overflow of just like constant communication. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So that's when I moved up here to Washington. I'm like, I'm going to just turn everything off. And maybe I was just like losing it in Arizona or something along those lines. So,
all right.
And what I did want to ask you is in so clairaudience and folks that are clairvoyants, what I guess advice would you tell people that are experiencing those things that would like to further develop those skills? What advice would you give those folks?
see, this is where I'm torn, because I work in mental health, and so I see it from like the mental health side with like some of my clients had schizophrenia, and so then I see it from like the paranormal side. So it's really trying to find this like happy medium. But that's kind of where my brain always splits on, oh, okay, I'm going on my mental health, the clinician side, going social work, and then I'm like, oh, here's this. But I think anyone who's trying to get into and really touching their abilities is just to focus on, like, when you think you're kind of like what I call like a download, is kind of just tuning into that. So like with me, I get like this really high pitched ringing in both ears. And then when it's like just a female, it's only in my right ear, and then male is in my left ear. And so it's just really trying to fine tune of different situations that come up and just really watching them over time. Because before it would just be like both ringing. And I'm like, okay, what does this mean? And then as I started like embracing it more, and last summer I started doing medium readings. And so that's when I really started kind of understanding a lot more of these different scenarios that you come up with. But yeah, I think for anyone just really trying to learn to get grounded and centered too. And I know it's a lot easier to say than actually do, but just trying to find those minutes. One of my mentors said, even if it's just sitting 2 minutes a day, like you don't even have to think of anything, just go in a room for 2 minutes and just kind of like, okay, well, what's going on around me? Just kind of like almost like mindfulness, and then let it go, and just kind of start building from there.
Super important.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. So
Joy, I think is going to talk.
I'm muted.
Oh,
We're talking to myself. They want you guys to hear me yelling at my dog. Can I ask were you when you started hearing that stuff? Like when you started developing?
I think when I really started embracing, because I had it as a teenager, but I think really just kind of soaking it in would have been 3 years ago.
Wow.
When we went over to like the different, there's Fort Worden. That's maybe like 2.5 hours from here. And I went there and just, it has that eerie feeling to begin with. And I've talked to a lot of people that are not into paranormal at all. And they're just like, it's a very, very heavy feeling out there. Because it used to be for the Army. And then once that closed down for the Army, it became an all boys school for like boys that were like back then, as they would say, kind of like very troubled. And so they would go out there and it's just really eerie, like really eerie out there. And so we went out there and I started getting all these random like names were popping up. Like there was like a desk in one spot and I kept just little words that I didn't know what this meant. And so then I went home and started looking stuff up. I'm like, okay, this is weird.
Oh, wow.
So it would be like that different places.
So is it like, you know how like sometimes people will say they hear their name being called? Is it kind of like that?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, it was just kind of like one word at a time. And just enough for me to be like, okay, what was that? And then as they say, like my mentor, it's like your ego comes through and takes everything over. And it's like, no, that's not real. Why would you do that? So it was like that.
I got the chills. Don't ask me why. I got the chills all over my body talking about this. I don't know why.
It's my doll that I showed you earlier.
I know. I think your spirit came right by me. I don't know. Your spirit.
I want to tell you something. When you were first talking, Ashley, like I got like chills on my right side of my body, and I was like, something, something that has to do with you.
I got like little chills.
But the thing is,
I do right now.
That's like a normal thing.
If you were to see like my arms right now, like
I got little goosebumps all over me. I don't know why. I got tingly.
The doll's on my left side.
Which doll?
Oh, let me grab her.
Oh, gosh. It's not the new one, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a new one. Yeah, she just got her. Right?
I didn't want to say anything because she was like talking, introducing stuff like that. But I was like full blood, like here, like this. And I was like,
yeah, like her little head, and it like wobbles, and then her arms are just like, I don't know. She's just like.
Yeah, I've done that with my own kids.
We're showing you what not to do with newborn babies.
Right.
I've done that with my own kids.
I don't know. She's interesting, and then she's like all cracked. Like I keep thinking she was in a fire at some point. Just
she's cute. She's cuter on live. I think the picture you sent me, I was like, ooh. Yeah, she's just keep her. Hi, little one.
Hi. We like you. Don't like us. Stay over there in Ashley's mansion. I don't want you here.
As long as I don't sleep with the REM pod on again. That was just.
Oh no! Don't do that.
We've done that before.
But not at our own house and like an actual location.
Yeah.
And that was fun. We were like, we're not gonna get anything, and it was like beep all night, and we're like, and then Mela and Steve were like, yo, we should turn it off. I was like, I'm not going out there. It's gonna stay on until the shit dies. Battery dead, I don't care.
Your investigation last night?
No, that wasn't last night. That was at Hamilton. That was like last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that actually good segue into one of the things that I had wanted to talk to you about. So I was watching one of your lives, and it looked like Christmas, literally. Your REM pods, you had a trip wire, everything seemed to be going off. And I'm not talking about, the folks that have REM pods, just the normal green color. That thing was lighting up all kinds of colors. and for lack of a better words, my co-host Joy described it as a lot of beeping noises. So I wanted to
The bells and whistles.
Everything was going on. So I wanted to hear from you. Like, what do you think was causing everything to go off? Because it wasn't just one device, literally everything.
Yeah. I think one thing, so when I go in to investigate, I kind of have like the medium side and then I have the investigator side. So if I go through just wanting to investigate, I really have to like come through. I'm like, okay, I'm going to investigate. If I have a few downloads, then is what it is. But I really don't want to be like a medium at that time. So just let me investigate, let me explore. So I really have to kind of set up my own boundaries. But that night, so we're at St. Ignatius here in Colfax, Washington. Absolutely love it. For anybody who is in Washington and wants to come investigate, go out to Colfax. It's amazing. So it's an old Catholic hospital. And up in the nuns' quarter, so that's the 4th floor, is where we were getting all the activity from. What was interesting is we actually called my mom. And so we had her on the phone, and that's when everything was going off. And so she's never investigated. She hasn't done anything, but I had her on my iPhone, just kind of looking at everything. And then that's when everything would go off. And then as soon as I would flip the phone off or hang up, everything would go off, like completely turn off. So it was almost like my mom was the trigger object.
Wow.
Which is really interesting because I'm like, I don't know if we bring her there, is it going to be the same way? So that was the one night with the tripwire and the REM pod. And then I went back out there like 2 weeks later and the same thing with her. So I don't.
Oh.
Was that your first time at that location though?
No, I've been going there for like.
Maybe it was because it was somebody new and they're like, ooh.
That's what I'm wondering. When I've been there, I just keep going up to the nuns' quarter, and you watched my first time up there when I was there by myself. So I think I'm getting more comfortable being in the nuns' quarters, and I think the more comfortable I get, the more I open myself up there.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think some of them are becoming familiar. We do. The other thing that's new is I had a little REM pod. Not REM pod brand, but I had another little beep beep box. And so that's what I love calling them. My beep beep circle, my beep beep box. So I had that one too. And so that was new. And that was the main one that would go off first, right, and then everything else would. So I think there's a few different dynamics with it. Yeah.
Sorry, I have to apologize again, you guys. I'm always hungry. I'm such a badass.
I have my dinner in front of me, but I'm not gonna eat yet.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, as far as like with both medium side and doing paranormal investigations, like what, if any, have you had like a scary or the most scariest experience that has to do with either or, like maybe like scary in a sense of mediumship side that also did, involve paranormal or whatever, vice versa?
I mean, we can
There's
just
something to creep you out that you hear, I guess, that you were like, oh, I don't like that.
I think it would have been the other day in the apartment with the REM pod. So I love going into like, I mean, I can go by myself and sit in the cemeteries at night. I can go to all of these abandoned locations or even do like public tours or whatever by myself, and I'm fine. I always had a rule: do not investigate where you live. Like, no, don't even turn equipment on. Don't even test anything like you test it outside. So I ended up getting this rocking chair off of Marketplace. And this guy really wanted, it was like going to be $20. And I was like, oh, I'm really interested. And he was like, okay, I'll drop it off for you. I'm like, no, I can pick it up. He drove hours to drop it off. And he was like,
pick it up.
Yeah, and so he knocked on the door. I was like, okay, well, here's your money. He's like, no, and he just took off and like left the chair there. And I was like, okay. So I was like, this is really interesting. So I've just recently moved, so it's like over here. And I put the REM pod on because I also remote work. And so it was Wednesday night or so. And so I was out in the living room working, and I would hear little beeps like throughout the day. I'm like, oh, well, that's cute. That's fun. I forgot to turn it off and went to sleep. And like, I think it was like 11 and I heard a couple of beeps. I'm like, oh, whatever. It went off like crazy in the middle of the night, just like going berserk. And I was like, oh no, I know what that noise was. It reminded me of being at the hospital, just like constantly going. I was like, this is my house. Like, what am I supposed to do? So I actually got the cat and like used the cat as the shield to come in the room. And so this room I'm in, like the cats can't come in here. And so before I got out, like I grabbed my phone. I'm like, okay, I'm going to record this. Like, what's going on? And Captain Hook is just in the hallway, like looking at the door. And I just like picked him up and slowly like, opened the door.
Like, here, Jacob.
Sacrifice He's a sacrifice.
And poor guy too. He's like 13. Like, what? But I stood at the doorway and it just went nonstop. It was changing all different colors. So I was like looking temperature wise, like, you know, was the temperature changing in here? It was just going, yeah. And so I was like, okay, thank you. Like your time and energy. You know, I went ahead and got in here and then it slowly just started going down. And then I tiptoed over and shut it off. So I think that was actually one of the most.
She's against the wall, going along the wall.
It was like I show you.
I don't know where you're at, but
they're not gonna see me when I do this.
I can imagine it like Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah. So I think that was actually the scariest. I'm like, you can put me in all these locations. Like last year, we traveled to like 7 or 8 different states. Completely fine. Put me, you know, in all these locations, and then in my house on this rocking chair, which I'm very curious about. Like he was so eager to get rid of it and then just drop it off and leave. I'm like,
when you saw it on Marketplace, did it have a little sign or paper that said, please take not haunted?
It said,
here, take this shit.
It said
no take back.
It said that it had been like passed down family to family and it had spent 30 years in an attic and he wanted it gone. Like as soon as I hit like, is this still available? I got a response like that. And I was like, okay, he must have his alerts on. And he was so quick to respond. I'm like, this is really weird. I'm like, drop the paranormal side. Maybe this is just somebody really eager to get rid of something. But the way he dropped it off at the house and then he was like, okay, have fun. And then like left. I'm like, okay, dude, we know what's going on. But yeah, I'm intrigued with it. Like super intrigued.
Cursed haunted chair. Moose.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's not cursed. Let's just hope it's haunted.
Well, yeah. Let's do it that way.
So was it like a haunted object Facebook Marketplace type thing, or is it just like the Facebook Marketplace?
Oh yeah, it was just regular Facebook Marketplace. I don't even know what I searched for it to pop up. But yeah,
cursed items. No, haunted items.
No,
or maybe you're looking at like haunted dolls or something. Who knows what you did?
I don't.
Yeah, crazy.
My whole thing is like Victorian. Like I love like Victorian medical supplies, and I haven't been able to find any on Marketplace, so I quit searching that. So I don't even remember what I did for the chair.
Yeah, I love Victorian.
I probably like just like the algorithm and just
yeah.
It found you apparently.
I keep looking at it too. I'm like, I kind of want to turn my REM pod on while we're just all talking right now. And just
I know.
Do it.
Like, do it.
I don't know why I got the goosebumps while I was talking. While you were talking, look, she's gone. She's gone.
Armando's like, hell no.
You left so fast. Look, she left that damn
How am I
screen.
the most reasonable one out of the three of us?
Okay, hold up.
Because I want to know, because while she was talking, which this has not happened, I straight up had like goosebumps, and like I don't know if he even noticed, but I went like this, and I was looking at my arm. I was like, "That's strange." And she was talking. I was just like,
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Shit's going off.
I just of course, I turn it and it stops.
I just freaked myself out. The little stupid ghost from the Dollar Tree. How you turned yours on, I turned mine on, and I went to go reach for something, and it freaking went off, and I was like, it was me.
This is my arts and
Yeah, for real.
So if I turn it again and you see all the mess everywhere, it's my arts and
Where is it at? Is it on the table?
The thing is, you can't see it because of the screen.
Okay.
Your virtual.
Okay. But can you hear it?
Yeah,
Sure can.
Dude.
Who's there?
Okay.
I'm trying to turn my.
Just go to the settings and
camera.
Who's that?
Virtual background.
Virtual background.
Okay. Can you?
Holy crap!
No way.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's on the chair.
Can you make it stop?
It's just
if you can hear our voice, can you make it stop?
You stop touching that?
All right, wait.
Probably had to be
how about this?
By now.
We see it that's on the green. Can you make it go to the next color up for us, please?
when it went up. Oh, we did more red.
I want one.
I was gonna say I see red around it. Yeah.
Can you hear the noise? It's making a pulsating noise. It's not the normal.
Yeah.
Hold on. We'll reset it.
If that's a spirit, can you back away from there?
Funny, has to be reset.
How do I? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
We'll reset it. Okay.
That's crazy.
We'll put it right there. Okay. Guess I can put. We'll see. So it's right there now. Well, okay.
I don't know, but I want to watch it now.
So now I don't know if it's the goosebumps is from the chair or your doll.
I think the doll for
or
me.
her. Yeah.
I think it was a doll. Yeah.
My doll had been in my car. I just brought her in, so she was just hanging out in my car for 9 days. But the chair, I don't know.
Now, I think it's all of the above, because when you were talking about the ringing and then you were talking about the locations and then your doll, I think it was kind of a little bit of everything gave me the goosebumps. I don't get those very often. I don't know why.
I can bring
I get the goosebumps. So when it happened, I was like, what is this? Get out of my house.
This is the thing that I don't know. I'm I can just show you everything. But yeah.
Show me everything.
I won't do show and tell right now. We'll do that a different time.
Is that a haunted stuff up there?
You have more haunted stuff?
Really? I'm going to show you something. Let me grab something, Ashley, and see if you can pick up something. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
I can put my cat balls out. What do we want to do right now?
You don't have to do anything. Don't worry.
So I know you go to a lot of antique stores, right? So there was one time I posted it on Instagram, but it's been a while. And I wanted something. I don't know what I wanted, but for some reason I was. Let me take off the background. Hold on, so you can see.
Is that a helmet?
It is, yeah.
Oh
wow. That's the second old helmet I've seen in 2 days in a row.
1 day.
And then I walked by it, and I don't know if it's because my dad and Joey were in the military that I'm attracted to that kind of stuff, but I knew I didn't want to leave there without anything. So, but I didn't get any
from?
I think it's from the Vietnam War, World War II, I think.
Wow. What?
Yeah. You want to hear? You want to hear a funny story?
Joe, comment.
No,
if
Joe.
you're
I
here.
don't think he's there. So last night in our investigation, I was gonna do an Estes, right? But I ended up doing like a Delco, which is like with the goggles, whatever. And I didn't know midway. I don't know when to because I haven't even seen that footage. But how long after did y'all bring that shit out?
So she was under for 35 minutes. After
Wow.
the 10th minute, we decided to do an
I could've went, like,
experiment.
forever.
So I was shooting Jenny with the XLS, and Steven from Black Smoke. If you're here, what's up, my friend?
Hey, baby.
And Steven is shooting behind me, so shooting at Jenny, but also looking at the XLS. And then Joe served as the moderator, and then he's the one that introduced the trigger object, which was a Viacom helmet as well. It had the name of the person that it belonged to, and then essentially it had like a bunch of initials and numbers on the outside. So we're not quite sure what that was, but man, it was an interesting session. Joe had also wanted to do was to introduce a word into all of our brains to see if spirit would pick it up. So what it was purple. And all of a sudden, she never said purple, but
I did think it though.
Joe, she thought it. Joe heard it on the SB because we can hear it.
It's so loud.
We heard it say purple, but yeah, she never said it. On the XLS, there was someone that was sitting right next to her where she was doing the session at. They were giving off a black shadow, which is normal.
Like an actual person, not a ghost.
Right. She was emitting, and it happened after the whole purple thing. She was emitting a purple shadow.
Like a purple shadow started like forming around me.
And what was also crazy was the SB that she was had in her hand turned purple, and the cable that connected from the SB to the headphones also was purple.
What?
So
like you had like a purple aura around you?
Yeah. Basically. And
What?
he thought he heard the word come through like a couple times. I know I heard it, and the thing is, I think at that point, I was getting the imagery of like I was, so I would say the words like whatever the SB is saying, but since I was getting like visuals also, I started concentrating on that, and like the words are kind of like blacked out. And I'm gonna make this really short, but I was saying like I feel like I'm in like cave, like a tunnel, and I was like walking through like caves and
a rocky environment.
Like cave, like a cave structure, and like I could see like like the hole like that. Kind of the best thing, like I was saying after, like if you've been to like Disney or Universal or something like that, like sometimes the waiting lines, it looks like you're like in a little cave type environment, and you can feel the walls like grainy and like rocky. I don't like, at least the ones somewhere, depending on the ride too, right? That's what I felt like I was in that. And then so when I got out and Joe was like showing me, I was like, I looked down, I was like, what the hell is this freaking helmet doing on the floor? Because I didn't know any of that was gonna happen. And then he was like, oh, this is a helmet from like Vietnam, this and that. And he goes, and when you were saying like the caves, like undergrounds, because they would hide on the ground and then like attack like that. And I was just like,
what?
Holy shit, there's more. I just didn't even say it because it was right towards the end. I felt like I was looking up from like inside of a forest, looking up at the like night sky and shit.
And here I am bringing my freaking helmet. Exactly.
I was like, that's why I'm like, is that what I think it is?
What the fuck?
Oh my god. That is crazy, dude.
I looked the second I saw it, I looked dead at her. I'm like,
yeah, I saw. I was like,
what the heck?
God.
I swear to God, like Jen and I, like we'll talk.
And she said it earlier too.
I'm like, oh, I had pizza rolls. She goes, I had pizza rolls, and I'm like, what?
No, everything she said earlier. She goes, we have so much in common. You even said it today because we were talking about like our hoarding parents. So
yeah. He's like, dude. I swear she's like my sister from another time because man, it's crazy. Like actually, so she pizza rolls. Like, really? I mean, on the
Yeah, I
same
know.
on the same time. I'm like, what?
Do you pick up anything from that helmet? That's so cool. That whole experience was awesome.
I didn't. Well, for me, I didn't. I don't. There's nothing went off. Like nothing has gone off, or I don't think anything's attached to it. Do you pick up
Right.
anything, Ashley? Did you feel like? Can you feel the vibration, or like, can you
Do you want to
feel?
see it?
Marky Mark.
I was just gonna say now the song is
Feel the
in my
vibration.
head.
Did you
Did
think
feel the
that?
vibration?
I feel it on, so it'd be your right side in the back of the helmet. Like as soon as it feels like a really heavy, dark, like tunnel, like bunker type thing.
Oh.
It is really heavy, that feeling.
If you said dark entity, I would have been like, check this shit out.
No, but so for me on the left, so when I start having like downloads come through, the left is like a male spirit coming through, and the closer they are to me, that means they like recently passed. And so when my readings, when I have spirit come through, they're at like different levels for me. And so I have different like heaviness. And so with that, I keep getting like the left side, like in the back. So I want to say,
Yeah.
Yeah, like
maybe.
much
I
more
mean, maybe because Vietnam War was like what year? 40, 30, 40?
60s.
I wanna
60s?
say-
So if somebody, they might have still been alive when I picked this up and just maybe recently passed, the owner of this, but you could tell it's been through some shit. You see that gap right here?
What side is that on?
It's on the back left.
Oh, that's what you said.
Yep. Bingo.
Yeah.
It's
Oh shit. Yeah, because this is the front. Like, where's the camera? Because there's the front.
Yeah.
If I flip it around, oh no, it's on the back right. Yeah, back right. Sorry. Well, that's kind of like in the middle.
Yeah, it goes like right towards the back.
Yeah.
no, it's definitely
But you did say the back,
mhm.
right? You did say the back.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Is that heavy? I didn't
It's
even get
heavy.
to touch the
Yeah.
one that. Yeah, it's heavy.
Super light. No one. will
Yeah,
have it.
it's heavy.
That looks like.
Jerry was like, why do you want that? I'm like, because. Like, would you rather
She's
have
like,
a
"It's
dollar?
cute."
Or would you rather have this?
Let's take it. How much?
Yeah.
$1.
A doll? A doll?
No,
or
what do you
would
say?
rather have
You got it for $1?
No, I got this thing was freaking like $50.
Oh, okay.
I know. I'm like, I'm over here shopping like I'm fucking rich and shit. Was this
That's
worth
so
$50?
cool.
I don't know, but it was cool,
Yeah, it is very cool.
and I thought it was. I was hoping it would be haunted, but
But you never know.
I think
So-
too, like it would be dependent on. I think with things like that, it's like kind of goes back to the whole paranormal and medium side of things, where like paranormal, like investigating, it's just kind of like, okay, it's there, not catching anything, but then you bring mediums into it, and then
Yeah.
not all mediums can pick up like touching objects and have, things come through.
Yeah.
But then they're like, oh, okay, they can give you like the whole history of everything on it.
yeah,
So I think too, just kind of looking at it different ways. So
it was funny because when you did your live at that hospital, remember you were picking. I swear she was picking up my dad. She was smelling smoke. She was smelling like all kinds of. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, was it camels you picked up?
the
You said
camels, and I
My
had
dad smelled camels.
I had his name come through too, like for a while, and you're like, hold on, because that was like the first time you and I
John,
were like
yeah.
talking, and I was
Yeah.
doing stuff, and then I got the cats. The cat, you're like, okay, and I was like on the chair, you're like, what? And then I was like, oh, I have 3 cats, and you're like, we didn't have 3 cats, and that was like, you ended it so quick.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, dude, what the hell? But it was a trip. It was my first time watching her live, and she was just picking up so many things that
It
reminded
could
me
have
of
been like a piggyback message
Yeah.
too. Yeah, like if you
Yeah.
if you didn't have the 3 cats, but everything's similar to
I had
it
2,
for
yeah.
you
I
to
had
hear
2
it.
cats,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But it was like,
You know what? I did have 3 cats throughout my life growing up. We did have 3 cats at different
Well, they're all
times. We
dead,
had
they're
2
big
at one time and 1 at before we had the 2. So we did at one point have 3 cats.
and I knew nothing about you either. You just
No, that was my
joined
first
and-
time we really talked. Right? Yeah.
And it was like
Yeah.
over like 40 minutes, I kept picking up stuff. And then I kept hearing the
Mhm.
name over and over and over. And when I keep hearing the person's name, like spirits. And I'm like, okay, there's something that needs to come through. Like, and so I just kept saying stuff.
She had
and
no
the
idea.
cigarettes and
Yeah, she had no, and I was hesitant on saying anything because I was like, no, it can't be my dad, right? She's in a whole different fucking state. It was crazy. It was crazy.
that attic over there.
I know, and we knew nothing about each other. We never
No.
really talked. We would just like each other's stuff. Yeah, that was like the first time. It was crazy. that was a bonding moment, Ashley. We bonded over that moment.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, that was cool. Oh yeah.
I want to go. The chair hasn't gone off again, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
The chair hasn't gone off again.
It's gonna go off now. We're talking about
have you I know, right? Probably. Have you ever had any equipment go off like on your doll?
I just brought her up. I got her last Saturday. And so I just brought her up last night. So I can get the K2 out, like if we want to prop her up like right here.
Yeah,
just up the stairs.
Give me that. Do that.
Good idea. Good idea.
I want to see if I don't know, man. I'm
weirded
out by the goosebumps I got, huh?
You could pick up stuff too, right, Jen? A little bit. Like, are you like on the empath level, or are you like a?
I clairvoyant, clairaudient.
I'm not shit.
You everybody's something. You just gotta talk to me. God dang it. You gotta hone it in.
You just gotta build it up.
I don't know, but you how can I describe it? So like clairvoyant, right? You get the images, right? But you know what? I was thinking, and I just recently
open up third eye.
I'm always learning. No. It's like I don't even think you need to do all that because this should be like
open up,
kind of like normal. But I would describe to some people who will be mentors and stuff like that I would get like I will see the word, like say the word sun, like SOSUN, but then at the same time I'm like hearing it.
Hello?
Yeah, I know. We're trying to the girls are getting rowdy.
I know, I was just messing.
No, but he thinks that's gonna do anything to them. Shit.
Did you hear that?
I think they figured it out. No, they're not gonna hear that.
She's like, no, thank you.
Almost too loud. Put it like standing up.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry.
No, I'm looking at the doll now.
She looks so sad. She's like,
hi, baby doll.
I just feel like she's just gonna like sit up and be like, hey.
I know. Start blinking at you.
Yeah.
She's like
I pick up.
She's going off.
Is she going off? We can't see the.
Yeah, we can't see the thing.
We can only see like the.
Can you put her on the top of the top of your bookcase?
Almost stomach.
Oh, she's gonna touch all my Victorian stuff.
Oh no!
Oh. Don't touch my Victorian stuff.
I know she's touch it.
Crazy baby.
New.
Do you find her to be like?
she's tired.
She's so
tired. She's tired. She's tired of haunting people. Do you find her to be like? You don't find her like a negative, do you?
There we go.
Do you feel like something when she sent me the picture? It creeped me the fuck out. A little bit.
Can you see?
Oh, I just saw a spike to
it is blinking. Yep.
It is spiking. Yep. Do you don't feel like, I don't want to say like negative, but like more like not a friendly.
Suspect.
She's
a little sus.
into yellow.
Do you have any like that?
Can you see it keep going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let's move closer. Look.
Do you? Oh, yep.
Wow.
Nice.
Yo, orange.
She went to red.
Hi.
Oh
my God! I'm like, hey, you guys.
Am I right? Are you friendly?
Do you?
Are you nice? Do you play nice?
You establish boundaries, Ashley. Like with my girls, I'm like, dude, these are the fucking rules. Don't touch anything. Don't touch us. Don't mess with my dogs, because you'll be evicted very fast.
This is the first
Sometimes
doll
with
I've
people.
had. Normally
Oh,
I
really?
get medical supplies and like pictures. This is the first doll.
I
Well,
want to
even
tell you guys
anything
something.
that you bring, yeah, anything that you bring home though, do you bring like, do you tell them like anything that may be attached? Do you give them like boundaries? Like this is the rules.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, yeah. See, she's stuck. Is she stuck on yellow?
Yeah,
Orange. She knows we're talking about her.
I kind of feel like we're getting a little knocks and taps in here. In my house. I don't know.
Armando is not happy. Look at his face. He's like, oh, hell no. Don't ever do this shit again.
On next week's live.
Stress level.
Just like,
You must stay where you
With
are.
Ashley.
You are not allowed to come through the internet.
Wow.
Look, cat ball.
Oh,
Dude.
shit. Good job.
Wow.
Yay. Good job. Can you back away from there?
Let us
Thank
stop.
you. If you can hear our voice, can
Did you
Ashley,
guys
you
hear?
have a cat ball set up to
Yeah.
the right of the doll
Yeah.
as
Mhm.
well?
Yeah, I have one over here
You
too.
want to designate one for yes and designate the other one for no and start asking yes or no questions.
Doesn't mean it always works, but we could try.
We've gotten good responses.
Because I
Yeah.
do have a yes or no question that I could ask.
Okay, so this ball over here is going to be yes. And then this ball over here that you keep touching is going to be no. So in just a minute, can you go ahead and step away?
wait. Are you totally okay with this now? Maybe we should.
Yeah, I
Are
know,
you sure
you're
you're
good.
okay with this?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, yeah, if you guys are okay too, I just kind of took this over with the doll. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm totally fine. I'm
Alright.
like,
Are
Armando,
you?
I don't know.
If you,
He's
Yeah, I know.
suspect right now with his feelings.
doll, if you can hear me, are you happy that Ashley picked you up? Are you that you're with Ashley now? If so, touch the yes ball, please. Or make it go all the way to red, that device.
you can do
It's
it.
like
There you
it's
go.
trying. It looks like it's trying.
Getting really close.
I mean, that thing pinged before, so
Mm-hmm. It's almost like I expect it to happen.
Can you hear our voice? Can you light up that? Okay.
if you want Ashley to stop investigating you, can you touch one of the balls or make it go all the way to red?
She's like,
No,
no,
good.
keep
Well,
it
that's a good thing.
going.
No, I was like, keep going.
That's a good thing.
It likes the attention. Yeah, I got
I'm
it.
the star now.
Move over, Ash. It's me. Did she have a name?
No, I keep getting Lily, like is what I keep picking up on. But I haven't named her. I wonder if we... Let's just do this too. Let's do that.
If you can hear our voice, can you touch that round thing? Sometimes I feel like it takes a minute for them to build up the energy for them to answer. So there's going to be a delay. So maybe she's answering one of our questions. Yeah. Can you do that again? Can you hear our voice through the computer? Light up the ball on the left. Is that the left? Thank you. Wrong ball, but thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
I know,
you.
and sometimes we get that too. Like it likes one ball more than the other for some reason. I don't know why that's a.
Well, you facing it, that would be.
It's our right that's going off.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're right. The doll's right.
Doll's right. Our left.
That's awesome. That's so cool. I'm gonna go antiquing tomorrow.
Yeah, Ashley, do you know about table tipping?
I do. I haven't done it.
Yeah, they do. Whatever spirits in that doll knows.
Because you know why? Because since you do antique shops a lot,
Right, Limestone?
that they sell. I mean, that's where the folks that do the table tipping with War Party. That's where they find all their table tipping tables is at antique shops, and it's supposed to be like the old wooden style Victorian. I don't know if like Victorian or not, but tables with like a thing, but like just three pegs.
Has to have 3 legs.
Like the three,
Okay.
like one in the middle, and then like little 3 branches, whatever. And
What
that's
is table
what
tipping? I don't know.
they use.
I don't even know.
It's it used to be like in the what would you in like the spiritualist era, like I don't know, 18 somethings, like 1800s, I guess. And the people they would put their hands on the table, and it was supposed to be like, say that whatever spirit wanted to talk to the person, like say if Armando was across from me, if that spirit wanted to talk to Armando, it'll tip over to like that side, like the message was for that person or something like that. But
Wow.
also the table like moves.
It goes
You know,
clockwise or counterclockwise.
or it goes all
What?
over the freaking place. But I've seen it go all over, like it goes like teeter-tottering everywhere.
So is it like a
And
table,
so-
like on a thingy, like a
No, like it's just
regular
like
table?
the legs and yeah, and that shit like drags all over the place.
What?
Like it kind of like a planchette. You know how a planchette will go all over like a Ouija board?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it'll be doing that, but like you're standing up holding it.
And it feels like little tiny
It's
lightning
crazy.
bolts are between your finger and the tabletop. And
What?
it's like you don't have your fingers on it, but you're still in control. It is insane.
Yeah,
Wow.
I every time I see it, I'm still looking at the people like, are you moving it? Even though I've done it myself, and like you feel it, like it'll just whoosh, like turn and like
Wow.
whisk around, and I'm like, people get it's like a Zumba workout. It's insane.
Mhm.
That's
Like
crazy.
it goes crazy sometimes. That it'll just like
I've never heard
fall
that.
over. Huh?
Have you heard of that, Ashley? I've
I've
never
heard of it. I haven't done it. So like with pendulums, I just started getting into them sometime last year. I was always like, oh, I don't want to do any of those. It's kind of just like not my thing. And one day I happened to try one and it connected with me. Like I feel
good.
pendulums are my thing. Like now since I got connected with mine, and it is amazing. And I've done it for just random questions. So every time I pull it out, I always do like warm-up questions. And I'm like, so is Captain Hook in the room with me? And it'll be like, no. Or if he is, it's like, yes. Or I have Jack Sparrow, my other cat. And I'm like, is this Captain Hook? So just like basic things. And then I always ask, like, is today Tuesday when it's the wrong day? And so I do like little warm-ups like that. And it's always spot on. And so once I know that, then we just go for it. And I love it. I won't take that on any investigations. That one is specifically mine.
Yeah. I
And
bought one
so
off
I
of
sleep
Amazon.
with it under the bed sometimes. When we went to Old Montana State Prison, and then we did the DeMoss brothel, I was like, okay, I want to go ahead and bring a pendulum with me. And so I went out and got one. I hadn't used it yet. So I hadn't I did kind of like, I guess what people would say, like a blessing with it, if you want to kind of just quickly call it that, but like a cleansing. So I did my whole thing with it, kind of like attuned it that way, but I hadn't actually used it yet. And so we got to the brothel, and one of the ladies, because we rented it for a private, and she was like, so we're okay with having pendulums in here, but if you haven't used one yet to break it in, then we recommend you not doing it. And then she looked right at me, and I was like, noted, I'm bringing this thing out.
Wow.
So I left her in the car because she was right on it. I'm like, okay.
Holy crap.
Hi, Moo Jersey. Sorry.
She called you out.
See, I bought a pendulum thingy from Amazon. Does that count? Are they small? Mine's a little bitty.
So I think
Mhm.
she's
Yeah,
like,
look
you
at
need a pendulum.
Yeah.
I think they can be from Amazon. I know there are people out there. I'm all like afraid. I'm like, oh. I think personally you can get things from anywhere, and if you do a cleansing and set your attentions on it, I think it's okay. I
Yeah.
actually got little bracelets from Target, like Little Mermaid ones. Not from the movie, but they actually had little mermaids on them, and I made them into pendulums.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
they work. So I think you can do anything. So if you do get them off of
Yeah.
Amazon, you can definitely use them. I won't get one at an antique store though. Like,
Yeah.
No, like brand new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you don't know who's used it before and had their connections with it.
What they
What
use
they
it
use it for
Yeah.
on top of that.
That too.
Yeah, even though I feel like you could still cleanse it, I'm like, pendulums, I don't do anything with crystals. Like, that is not my thing. I've had some not so great things happen with crystals, and they're not for me. And I've heard
Really?
like some people are like, well, you can't be a medium if you don't use crystals. I'm like, but you can. Like, that's not,
That's
Yeah, no,
that's
I
not
know.
my
Never
thing.
heard of
Like,
that.
Yeah.
everybody has, it's just like equipment. Like, some people love their equipment, different pieces, and other people are not. So it's
Yeah.
just kind of like a preference thing. So
Yeah. Yeah, I have it in my kitchen. It's just sitting there, and I'm like, I don't know.
What? Oh, your
I buy shit because I
remember
see it.
you had posted about it, like you got it, but do you ever use it now?
I buy, girl. Every time I see something, I want it, and then I'll just wait, and I'll get it. Like that, the pendulum one was like what, $15. It was so cheap. I'm like, $15.
Yeah.
I earn points with my credit card anyway, so that's what I use.
yeah.
I can't wait to get that. What is that shit called?
I can't believe it. I went right on that site when you first saw that, and it's like not there. And I'm like,
dude, it was like fucking. It must have been meant to be, because as soon as I bought it, that shit is out. My daughter is
sold out. And I haven't looked at that guy's website in years because it was the whole like being well, he stopped messaging people.
There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of angry customers, but I just happened to log on, and every once in a while I would go check his website just to see if anything changed. And I just happened to log on, and he was the first post. And I was like,
other one is still. Oh no, it was available last night. It's not anymore.
Do you know what the polter pot is, Ashley?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want one so bad. We both been wanting one.
But I
So
can't believe
bad.
I'm excited for you because
I'm-
that was my other dream device that I wanted along with the one that we got. Yeah, those two were like, I want that shit.
Yeah.
I always wanted that.
You know what the ITC is, Ashley?
Mhm.
This is it.
Yes. You have everything though. Like,
We don't eat, okay? I'm telling. When I say we don't eat, we don't eat.
She's like the Little Mermaid. She was like,
what happened to your house, man? Her house. I just noticed. Her house is gone.
That's it. It's because she bought all that equipment. That's it.
Oh, I know. I had to move out.
That's it. This is where we're at now.
We both did. I'm down in the doll area. You're over at the equipment side.
So Ashley, I wanted to ask you, now that we're in the topic of equipment, there's been quite a few investigations that I've checked out, and not a lot of people use laser grids. And when I do see folks use them and get the type of evidence like you, it makes me feel like validated because we use it too. So I wanted to kind of get your experiences, if you can share with the folks on your findings with the laser grid, because I think it's cool.
Yeah, so just kind of honestly, at first, I was just like, what is this thing? You know, it was difficult to try to set up or like to calibrate it, which we didn't think it would be. But just kind of getting used to it. I love it, especially when you have Because the one that we use, so we do the two. We have like the G2 that we would use, and then we also have like the little laser ones. But with the original one, I like it because it will do like the hot and cold. Like it'll show red when, it's heat coming off, and then it will do blue. But what I really like with it is, especially being at the hospital in the hallways, sometimes it will set up where it's like going room to room. And it's almost like, I always think of it as like a nurse is coming through. So you'll see it like 6 rooms down, and then you'll see like blue come through, and then it goes across, and then it goes down, and then it comes across. And it's totally like they're doing a route. And we've had great activity with it too, where we'll be like, okay, you're getting really close to us, because then it will start beeping, and we're like, go ahead and take like 5 steps back, and you can watch it step back. And so it's really interesting on just, we've also had it set up, so we'll do the grid, and then sometimes we used to have, gosh, my mind's going to go blank, like a geoport. And so we would have that, and they would line up together. We've used tri-fields, and it will go off, the same thing with the grid. So I think when we have multiple pieces of equipment all matching up, I think that's great. And so once we started having that, I started like believing more with the grid on like when we're getting things that it's active. We've done it. We've also messed with it too. Like at the hospital, I'll go down to like the end. I'm like, okay, I'm down here. What does it look like? It should be red. And so we've mapped things out, kind of trying to debunk it ourselves, and then recording it too. And so I don't know. I think a lot of things match up.
Is there a trick to using the grid? Because we used it at the Queen Mary, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I don't see nothing. Like, but my devices were going off, but I didn't see anything on the grid, unless I'm just don't have that eye. Like some people have the eye for it, and maybe I just don't have the eye. I probably picked up shadows, and I'm like, didn't even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
my personal preference is your eyes kind of have to get acclimated to it.
Okay.
But I'll listen to Ashley. I want to see what to pick her brain on it.
Yeah. So I think, yeah. So the one where we have like the little grid, and you can see like the blue and the red. But then like the other ones, like the actual, just kind of, I like see her blinking in the screen. I'm like, hello.
So you
like
do
the
have the
other
one.
ones.
Sorry, you have the one from Ghost Stop, right?
I have the one from Ghost Stop,
Okay.
and that it took a couple times even calibrating it to try to figure out how everything was working with it. But then we've also just gotten like the cats, like the cat lasers, and they have those new options where you can kind of like turn them into a big field too. You can get them in like green, red, blue. I'm seeing a lot of people use them in the green setting now. But I like doing different colors, just trying to branch off some. And it is.
And that's the Ghost Stop one? You can change the colors on the Ghost Stop one?
Or no. So I bounced over to 2 things. So there's the Ghost Stop one, and then there's like the little laser pointer ones.
Okay, I have that too, yeah.
And with those, you really have to focus. So I think it's just kind of setting it up, really sitting in that area for a while without having any equipment on, getting used to the surroundings, like where is the walls, how is the ground set up, are there rocks different places, and then turning it on and getting it set up, and then still sitting there before you really start focusing. So you could easily spend like 30-40 minutes just really trying to ground yourself and get used to it, and then you just watch.
The pen one is the dots, right? The pen ones are the dots, right? Because I haven't used it. I bought those off of eBay and I never used them, but I did use the Ghost Stop one, and I'm like, do you like the squares big? Can you like? I didn't even really pay attention to I just turned it on and set it to the wall. So I probably didn't even give it a chance. But am I doing it right? Like you guys use it, so how do you guys use it, Jen and Armando? Like.
We don't have that one. What I use is the pen one.
Oh, the pen one.
Like the pen one from like eBay. Yeah.
Okay.
And what I would do is just like put it in a room and either leave it a camera running in there if that's some room that we're just gonna have like a static cam in there and just facing that, or what we've done is be sitting like in a room like still and doing running EVP sessions in there and seeing if that causes any activity to like where somebody walks.
Yeah, if we can
Whatever.
see
Make it
spirit
walk,
walking up
Since
to the
we're just sitting there
device.
with trying to be quiet with the EVP. So
Can you
And I
stop?
think
Sorry,
it's like
my
really
dog.
just kind of that
Jinx.
focusing on just really getting to know your surroundings and investigating. No, you're distracting me. You're like,
No, sorry, my dog is like fucking. If I'm, if looks can kill,
Yeah.
I would be dead because she's like this. Oh.
yeah, I think with that is just really you have to be patient, and just really sit there, and sometimes you're going to get it and other times not, but just really I think with the grids you really have to just kind of get your surroundings and get grounded for it. And then look, and when you do, you see like even with the little laser pointer ones, and you see
I'm kind of
it's
okay.
it's a trip.
Yeah.
And then especially when you recognize it and you're like, okay, can you go ahead and go down and touch the REM pod? And then you might not see like the steps go down there, but then the REM pod goes off and you're like,
right.
Okay, like come back over.
Validation.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I can't get over your K2 just keeps going off. Mine would die down by now. My girls would be like, bye. Like, come over it. Whatever is in there, whoever's in there is very, very strong because
She's excited. She's been in the car for 9 days. So
and it's been cold.
She's happy.
It's been like 10 degrees. She's like,
shit.
bitch, let me out.
Yeah, for
Does
real.
it get that cold out there?
Wait, how many degrees?
We got down to like
Yeah,
10 degrees the other day.
Damn,
Wow.
hell. It snows out there, right?
Jesus.
It snows in Washington? Does it snow?
It snows in Washington, but not my
Oh, hell
area.
yeah.
Okay.
But then we had wind chill too, and I don't know.
Mhm.
I think when I got up today, it was like 21. So
Ooh. Shorts and a tank top weather.
yeah.
No, I can't.
But my
I
other
was gonna
thing
ask you. Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna. You can go ahead.
So since you do like to go to cemeteries a lot, I did have a question in an hour.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. What the hell is it?
Sorry,
I
do that
should have
too.
wrote it down, but I was gonna write it down while you were saying something else. But
It'll come back. It'll come back.
what is your? I mean, I know. I kind of. What's your most favorite experience? I guess that you've ever had while like doing an investigation at a graveyard. If you have something that you like, wow, like that was cool, or like like something that you would remember.
I just
I know
love
those are tough questions. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I was wondering. I was like, because she goes there all the time, so I was like,
do.
is there something that maybe like stood out more than anything?
I think a lot of times when I go there, it's almost like a reset. Like there was one by my old place that I, for a while, was going like 2-3 times a week, but it wasn't like to investigate. It was just really almost like a place to go meditate and just really zone out. It clears my head. They're like my happy place. I find like a lot of peace and joy in them. So that's kind of where that piece goes from. But I think investigating wise, because it's hard because I do the whole medium side and then I'll do like, nope, you got to do like the investigation side. I'm trying to think. I'm like, that is so hard because like I've been in different states and different cemeteries and they're all different. I think one thing that I really like is like the pioneer cemeteries of, I think the oldest ones I found here is like 1820s. And just looking at that. And I find there's like a lot of beauty in like the different headstones. There's a lot of craftsmanship from back then. So
yeah.
I
love looking at old cemeteries. Like I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I know when we were asking our questions last week about like our favorite locations, I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Those are hard questions, man.
We're good at this.
I'm like, damn.
Let me show you another example of how good we are at. So Ashley and Joy, now that we're talking about locations, so Joy, I know you've done the Queen Mary, and Ashley, you've actually investigated on a ship as well. we don't have locations like that on our side of the U.S. So I just wanted to kind of get your experiences on investigating in a ship versus the locations that typically folks go to, such as cemeteries, prisons,
Buildings.
sanitariums, buildings, etc. So I just kind of wanted to get like your experiences on that and what made it different, that versus the other type of locations.
Yeah, so we did an old, I think it was a one used in Vietnam, I think. It was like an older ship. It was interesting because we were able to do a full overnight. It was a public, but there was only 2 other people that showed up, so we pretty much had the whole ship
That's
to ourselves.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And had full
Yes.
access to. It's definitely different. I would say, because like at first they came on, they're like, oh, well, this was an all guys ship. Like, all the guys are going to be after you because you're a girl. And I'm like, I have boundaries. So no, they're not. Like, it's not going to go that way.
Unless they want to massage my feet.
Now I know when we go with you, like, touch her feet.
Like, here you go.
So I don't know. It definitely a different experience. One
The
thing
ship's
I
scary.
couldn't get over is the hallways and how small they are on a Navy ship. Like I could not get over that. I'm like,
Yeah.
like sometimes you had to like shimmy through. I'm like, this is awful.
And
Even
especially if there was like an emergency. Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah.
I've thought about that before.
Yeah, like folks that are like suffer from claustrophobia, I can't figure that's a pleasant experience for.
Yeah.
No.
When my husband was in the Navy, he worked down in the engineer. He was an engineer, so he worked down at the bottom. And he said, like the Titanic, he said, like it's going to come to a point when they're out to sea, they have to make that decision to close the door on people. And I'm like, dude, I can't imagine. I don't know if I could. I think I would just fucking kill us all because I don't think I could shut somebody out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a hard decision. Unless I don't like you, then I'll be like, bye. No.
You left something back there.
Out the torpedo chute.
Oh my God.
Just kidding. No, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
You guys don't have ship museums over there in Florida? Like you guys can tour?
There is one. It's on the West Coast. I do want to go up there. I don't know the name off the top of my head. I want to say there's 2, but I know for sure of one. It's
On the
close.
Panhandle.
Not under, maybe like north of think of Gilchrist, but like straight
Oh, okay.
to
Okay.
the west.
Because
I've seen a few people I know like go there, and I was like,
it's north of Tampa area. Yeah, it'll dawn on me.
Was it a carrier, Ashley, that you were on? No. Or was it just a regular battleship?
I think it was just a regular battleship.
Okay.
It is a museum too, so you can. So it's a museum during the day. You can rent it out for privates. And then there was a company here not a company, but a team, I guess, that was also doing it for their publics. And that's how we went to go do it. But nobody showed up. So that was fantastic for us.
I think there's one. Do you guys know who Pete Monzingo is? He's like a famous TikToker. He's like, his family has, his mom and dad are like, what do you call them, midgets or little people? And he was like a normal sized kid. So he's huge on YouTube and TikTok. Anyway, he did Omar Gosh was doing a series type thing. And he did a investigation on a ship somewhere up north. I don't know what ship it is, but I would love.
Close the door.
oh my God.
Did you investigate?
I know you're gonna do all that.
Yeah.
Would suffice. Sorry.
Yeah, we have one here that's a museum as well, but they're not. The family, because something happened to where a gun exploded and it killed like 18 people, and so all the families like don't want anything to do with the paranormal. So if you go on there, you can investigate, but you have to be kind of like down low, like your cowbell going on.
That's what happened with ours too. There was like 18 people who also died. in this
Really?
one.
I think it was 8. I don't know if it was 18. It was a few people. The gun exploded and it like blew
That's
a
what
hole.
happened at this one.
Really? What is it
Yeah.
called? What
Are
is
y'all talking about the same ship?
No,
And,
mine is called USS Iowa, I think.
and this was the USS Turner Joy.
Yeah, I think I could. Let me see.
But yeah, it
18
was the
people?
same thing. Like the gun exploded, and so they did let us go in there for like a little bit of time. That area was
Isn't
just
that crazy? I'm looking to see if I can find. I think it was 18. It might have been. Fuck. I don't remember.
18 sounds like the same number for us, but maybe not.
Battleship explosion.
But I definitely want to go back in there. Like, just go and.
But that's cool. They let you do they do in paranormal investigations. Here, they're like, nope. Because I asked them, I said, "Can I investigate?" And they're like, "I didn't hear that." I'm like, "Okay, I gotcha. Don't say nothing else."
Oh, didn't say no.
Yeah.
But
So he's like,
you didn't say, yeah, but you didn't say no either.
"Yeah, exactly." I
Okay.
was gonna do it any fucking way.
Yeah. Don't look this way.
I know Bremerton right now is like, please, Ashley, don't talk about us doing this right now. Just like stop.
Let me see.
But no, I think it's definitely a different experience on a ship, because you just kind of like gets like, for me at least, even kind of like removing all of this, you just kind of put yourself with like, what did these guys go through? You know, at this time,
Yeah.
just kind of being out, you know, at sea.
47 people died. Sorry, on that ship. Yeah, but it's still this explosion. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, you guys got to definitely go on a ship. If you guys have an opportunity, you should definitely check it out. It's so cool.
No, hell yeah. No, I do.
Yeah.
I would like to do that this year because it's like, you know, it could be like a weekend thing. It's not really.
Yeah.
It's
Is it
like
far
it's
from
just
you
a-
guys?
It's going to be a few hours.
Yeah, like a 4.5 hour trip.
Damn. Why does everything got to be so far, huh? Because Florida's long too.
Because we're so far down south.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing.
Everything is north, like
Yep.
mid, like Orlando north, Tampa
Yeah.
north.
Yeah.
Shit.
A lot of stuff
And,
for us too is north. Yeah. Which sucks.
And even like the Keys, that we're relatively close to the Keys.
Mhm.
It's still a long drive because it's
The
one
Keys is
way
4
in,
hours away.
one way down, one way up.
Damn. That's a
Oh,
long,
yeah.
yeah. Like that shit. Driving to the gold field, that shit was.
Oof.
There's
Like
one in
that.
the Keys. There's apparently one in Fort Lauderdale. The one that I was referring to is actually there's one. What is this? Oh, what the hell? This is. I mean, there's no ocean here. But the one I was
There's no-
referring. Yeah, because it's like literally in the middle of the state. I'm like, what is this? I've never even seen this one.
Yeah, definitely
You know,
in the
So
ocean.
much grass.
There's no ship there. It's just a museum. But like, no, this was the one that you can actually go in. It's called
Yeah.
what the hell is this called?
The American Victory ship and
No, but
Do you have a lot of ships over by you, Ash? Do you have a lot of like?
Yeah, we do. The whole.
I think that Nimitz is out there, right? Nimitz
Yep.
is
Oh,
in
yeah.
Washington.
it's called the American Victory ship. It's one of only 4 fully operational World War II ships in the country.
Wow. Okay.
Debbie.
Yo, Debbie.
Hi, my
Hi,
friend.
Debbie.
Hello.
I wonder if Debbie's gone.
The
here.
USS Nimitz.
Debbie's-
Isn't the USS Nimitz out there?
We have a few. I don't.
My husband was on the Nimitz. So if you ever hear about the Nimitz, my husband was on that ship. It's a carrier.
Okay.
It's like one of the big, huge ships.
But where in on the West Coast?
In Washington somewhere. I think they used to be in San Diego, and then they retired or they moved to Washington because my husband's best friend's mom lived in Washington for a while, and she said that the Nimitz was out there. It's a huge ship. I think they're going to retire it though.
The more you're talking about that, my ears are going berserk, and I am having like such a heavy feeling on my chest right now. Like getting
Maybe
numb.
it's
Ships?
Maybe it's my dad because my dad is like very military, very strung ho about it. I don't know. Maybe he's coming through again.
like
I don't know.
But you think it's about the ships or is it something else?
I I almost feel
You think it's your doll?
I'm trying to figure it out. Like, I feel so much pressure and almost like my heart's like palpitating now.
Okay, whatever's on Ashley, go away.
I'm just like, Joy,
Get
what
over
did you do to me? It was right when you started talking. Like, I started getting the heavy
I'm
feeling.
sorry.
And it's going, and it's like my ears are super plugged. Like, I have my ringing, but it's almost like I'm under water. Like, I'm not kidding you. It's like I'm underwater right now, and it's just like
whatever's affecting Ashley must go off. Come on, everybody, give her.
Is that what you do investigating?
Yeah, I'm like, get back. I'm like, stop.
No,
Shoot.
That's weird. Like, right,
That is weird. Yeah,
talking about it.
Sorry. Okay, we'll change the subject. Sorry.
I wonder what.
That's crazy. That's weird, though. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your doll thing is your K2 meter is tripping me out. Maybe it's the washing machine. Huh? oh, I got it. Well, it takes me a minute.
Oh my god,
that's funny. That's crazy. I don't know. But
Wow.
do you have any questions for us, Ashley? Do you want to like ask us anything?
I guess just kind of general. Do either of you want to ever come out to the Pacific Northwest? And if so, do you have a certain area that you want to go to or know of location?
Wherever you take us.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that area.
I'm game.
I would always love to go. I've never been to the west coast of the United States, period. So.
Have you ever been to the East Coast, Ashley?
No, I want to.
Me neither.
Like, me neither. I want to so bad.
All right, I told Jen, I said maybe we'll meet in the middle of Texas.
We'll just meet in what would be the middle.
I'm telling you, I think Texas is like the meetup area,
Yeah.
Or what's it called?
Sorry, I was bad at it.
No. I'm
American
thinking about
geography.
not because of that.
Geography.
I'm thinking about spooky shit.
I can tell you where Florida, New York, and California are, and Texas.
No, man, I'm not.
Me too. That's it.
I'm saying it because of like haunted location that's in the middle. Like I know Illinois got good shit, and I don't know about
it's a
Kansas.
little further east for you guys, but Louisiana. Hey,
I would love.
out there. I've heard
I
a
wanna
bunch
go
of
there.
things.
I'm dying to go to
guys,
Louisiana.
Come on.
A good friend of ours that he's in a rock band. Guys, go check out Modern Mimes. I love them. You will too.
Yes.
So he's sick because he plays guitar, but he plays a double neck guitar. Careful. I digress because I can talk about my buddy all day long. But he's done a few gigs out in New Orleans, and he's told us a gang of stories because
there's so many theaters and venues that he goes to that are like super old, and he investigates them kind of like before or after or whatever. And,
in Louisiana?
So then Louisiana, New Orleans area. So then I started researching, and one of the more haunted locations, believe it or not, is the mansion that inspired Disney's The Haunted Mansion. That's there. Yeah. That's one of the most haunted locations in the whole state.
Wow.
I would love to go back there.
I would go. Yeah, I always wanted to go there.
So if you guys come to California, where would you guys want to go? Do you guys have like a list of places you want to go?
California?
I would love to go, but I heard it's super expensive.
What?
Heritage Square.
Oh, to investigate?
Yeah, I got to do that Octagon house.
What? Well, there's two of them. There's one in Orange. Yeah, there's one in Orange County, which is smaller, and then there's one in LA County. But I don't think they let you investigate there because I've been trying, and I keep hearing stories that they don't even let you go in there and investigate.
That's what I heard.
For real? I thought the stories I heard was super expensive.
Really?
The one with the Octagon
well,
house.
are they both called Heritage Square?
Yeah.
Oh, which one's whatever the one he wants to go to? The one that
I think he wants to go to the bigger one in LA. That's the bigger one. That one has like multiple houses there, Victorian homes.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
The one that Jack Osborne.
Yeah. I heard they don't let you. I emailed them. I'm waiting. I was like, I
Oh.
emailed him. I'm like, even if I have to investigate outside, can I just, do you allow outside investigations? I'm cool with being outside.
You
know
went
what I mean?
there? Didn't you go there or no?
No,
You
I
didn't
went to
go
the one
there?
in Orange County.
I remember you going to
Yeah.
one and they were how were they? They were like, not really. They didn't want. They said
Over
no.
at the Heritage Square. I never been to the one in LA. I want to go though. But I did go to the one in Orange County. They're really cool. That was really cool.
That's the one with the nice staircase.
Yeah, the one that it's so beautiful. You guys gotta come check it out. Oh,
Yeah,
it's so
I remember
beautiful. Hi, baby, go lay down. Go lay down. Yeah. What else? There's a Winchester House up north. Yeah, have you heard of that?
I was obsessed with that house when I was younger, and then I don't know. Now I think I got
The
over
Winchester's, the one that looks like a labyrinth, right?
Yeah.
That's the one that like has
Oh.
rooms that lead to nowhere, like just
Yeah.
different weird,
I would
just
love to go
weird.
there.
Yeah. Have you been there, Ashley?
No.
Me
I
neither. I
want
want to
to.
go so bad. That's like 6 hours away too, like 6 or 7 hours away too.
Well, when I saw you, and I was like, "Oh, let's go up there for," and you're like, "No, Ashley, it's not right here.
It's got a mark.
Disneyland. No, it's not."
Oh my god!
What about the Queen Mary? Do you guys want to go to the Queen Mary? Would you ever want to go?
I
To the Queen Mary?
always there. I do want to go. I would
Yeah.
love to go there.
Ashley's never
Yes,
been there either,
please.
right? Or you haven't either.
No, I went when I was like 5, but
Okay.
like no, as an adult going now, I would absolutely love to.
Yeah, it's nice.
And then the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, I went last year. I would love to
yeah.
go back and
I
just
never gone there.
spend the time
I
there.
mean, you should go.
I never been there, but I'm gonna make it a point to go because I need places to go.
That's cool.
Use my what is it called? The poltergeist. Poltergeist. Polterpod.
Bring my poltergeist along with me.
Yeah. Just watch
Sorry.
out for the geese when you go to the
Are there
Hollywood.
geese there?
They're assholes. They will chase you as soon as you get out. They like run after you.
I heard geese can be like they're super aggressive.
No
They are.
way.
Oh yeah. They're like crazy. They'll
So bring
chase
some
you,
bread and throw it
fly
to
after
them.
you. And-
And then there's
But I-
random
but-
peacocks too. The peacocks chased
We
me.
got peacocks
The
here.
geese did, but then they have a random black cat. That just like randomly pops out and it jumped on the car. I'm like, oh, there's black cat just hanging out here. And then
What?
it's super lovey, like so lovey. And I guess he
Wait.
has his own Instagram. And then
Isn't there
like
2 of them? Hollywood cemeteries? No, right? Is there 2?
the Hollywood
One.
Forever one, I think it's just the one where like all the celebrities.
Is it downtown LA or is it?
Hollywood, I think.
I don't know. I gotta look because I know where no, not Michael Jackson. What's that Playboy guy's name? Hugh Hefner.
Oh,
Marilyn Monroe. Is that where Marilyn Monroe and Hugh Hefner are?
I think so.
Are there geese over there? Really?
Well, they're assholes, and there's a ton of cats. So they're mouser cats, or yeah, they for the mice. But then they also feed them. So if you're there at certain times, there's like a giant field of just cats eating wet food. So
Really?
they're never gonna go away.
I need to go. We haven't been there.
Mhm.
I think the problem is we never gone because they close so fucking early.
they do, yeah.
That's the only bad thing. Everything closes like 5 o'clock here.
Mm.
And I'm like, by the time we get up there, like I have to feed my dog at 5, so we don't usually eat till after. So it's like,
Yeah.
we're not morning people, so that ain't gonna happen. We ain't getting out before 12 o'clock. So I want to go though. I'm gonna make it a point. Even if I have to bring my dogs with me, we're going.
They do
But
like yoga there now and movies in the park and stuff. So it's like a huge
Okay.
entertainment center at the cemetery now. So
Okay.
Wow.
That's cool.
but watch out for the geese. I'm telling you, they are assholes. They do not want anybody
If
there.
there's-
Traumatized.
If there's one thing that we learned, guys, if you're in that area,
Watch out for the geese.
geese
We got
are-
gangsta geese.
Geese is decent.
Oh my god.
We got the gangsta mob geese. Yeah, and I think you guys, Jen and Armando, you guys want to go to Virginia City too, right? I've never been either. I know you've been, Ashley.
Mhm, mhm.
We want to go there too. Have you done the prison? No.
So didn't do the prison, But if you do go, make sure you don't take pictures for too long because the actual prison guards will come out asking you what you're doing and tell you you have a certain amount of time to leave or you get arrested. Not that that happened, but if you happen to be there.
At the Nevada State Prison?
Yeah, because it's still an active prison.
What?
Yeah. And
I
so
didn't know that.
I
You
didn't
guys know
realize that. Like in the back, it's still
No, I
active.
thought it was not.
I did too. What?
So yeah, so I was taking a ton of pictures. I'm like, okay, well, this is where they let you in to do the investigations, and just kept taking pictures. And then we got this like big truck kind of rounding the corners. Like, what are you guys doing? You've been here for quite a while. And I'm like, huh? It's an active.
We're investigating, sir.
Yeah.
And so he was like, if
What
you're
do you
here for
mean?
ghost,
Yeah, exactly.
he's like, if you want to do ghost tours, like, here's the card. This is who you talk to, and this huge thing. I'm like, oh. And then he's like, well, you have this amount of time to leave, or we end up calling the police on you and you get arrested.
What?
I'm just trying to take pictures. Please don't arrest me.
Right. Damn.
But yeah. So, and then I was wondering, are we at the right prison? Like,
Yeah, because that's what I would have been thinking. I was like,
I was coming to visit my boo.
no, exactly.
but no, I guess it's in the
It's
back.
like
It's
a
still
floor.
active.
I didn't
Yeah, I
know
didn't know
that.
Mhm.
Yeah, we learned something every day. It's crazy.
No.
Like I want to do the Mackey Mansion. I want to do the Wash Show Club, right?
Mhm.
Isn't there like a museum?
Mhm.
Zach, what is his name?
Zach
Osborne.
Baggins.
No, Osborne. What's his name?
Jack.
Jack Osborne did I was watching one of his shows and he did an investigation at some museum out there in Virginia. Is that for rent? Do you know?
Most everything is.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so you just have to call. There's a few places that I have gotten, like I was going to go do a solo trip instead of going to Disneyland. That was the place I was going to go down to, was Virginia City by myself.
That's a
So yeah, it's
long
just really
trip, girl.
calling people and just letting them know how long you want to investigate. Like there's a school down there I was going to do for like 2 hours. So really just calling and letting people know like time-wise that you want, because I'm making the assumption they also do back-to-backs for people. So like if you're only wanting it for 2 hours, you get that block. And then if somebody else wants that day, then, they get another block. But just kind of looking at it that way. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff. I definitely want to go back. I went last January in the middle of the snowstorm. So I was going to go back over the summer. And just kind of.
I know also, you guys, I know you want to go to the Goldfield. There's also a schoolhouse out there that you can rent too, like a block away. I don't know the contact number, but I'm sure we could find it somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's supposed to be even more haunted than the Goldfield, according to other investigators. Although I've never been. I want to do this too.
I want to do the Crown Motel.
Yeah, I want to do that too, but I went there, but we didn't spend the night. But yeah, that's the cemetery. You're gonna love that cemetery. That cemetery was very active.
Have you ever gone to Canada, like to investigate?
Hey,
I haven't. You're right next to Canada, right?
Yeah, I was wondering because she's
right.
No, I haven't yet. I just went to Canada for the first time in November. After being up here 12 years, I finally went. But no, I definitely want to. I mean, there's all the castles over there.
So many beautiful things there.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, maybe that I'll do over the summer because we can take the ferry over. And they do like packages. So you can just do like the walk on the ferry and go over on the Victoria Clipper. And then they let you off. And there's all kinds of castles. And so everything's kind of just networked. So I'm like, I should just do that sometime. Then I don't have to worry about driving.
Is it easy to get across the border and back?
It is. So I don't have a passport. I have the extended license. So I can do.
Oh, you can use that? You can use the real ID or whatever they call it. The real out here they call it the real.
I don't have the real ID yet. It's just the extended license. So Canada and Mexico is all I can go to with it. I
think it's called. Yours might be called the extended license. Out here, it's called a real ID. Okay. So that means that, like, they passed a law. If you don't have that real ID, you can't even get into a federal building without that real ID.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it, even to fly now, I think they passed it to where at a certain, I think 2024, if you have to have that real ID if you want to get, even fly. So maybe it's extended out there, but it's called real out here.
Hmm.
You guys have that in Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you guys call it out there?
It's real ID.
Real ID? Okay. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's different. I don't know.
I'll have to look it up because I know it's an
Yeah.
extended one because I had to pay extra for it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like $5 more or something like that. It's not too
Yeah.
expensive.
So no, it was the first time I went and it was easy to go over. I was just like, okay, like real quick to go through. I thought there was going to be questions and there wasn't. On the way back, we got
Oh,
questions.
Chidi lives out there. She said it's the real ID.
'Cause I don't think I
Okay.
have a real ID yet.
Ours has a bear. I don't know.
I think there's two because I think it's the extended and then there's the real ID.
Yeah.
Well, the bear is for your state.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
we're real.
Like,
Okay.
who knows? Maybe the extended thing is like something else.
Yeah. So I know we've been going on an hour and a half, and I know Jen has to wake up at the butt crack of morning. Does anybody have any questions for us as far as in the chat? Anybody watching before we head off? On the count of 3. 1, 2.
No, I was reading. Chidi said she probably had her regular license and got real ID added on.
Maybe, yeah.
Like that, like an extended, right?
Extended is just adding real ID on your current. Okay, so maybe that's what it is.
That's
okay.
what it is.
Okay, because I think she lives in Washington too.
Thank you, Chidi.
So then I've had a real ID for quite some time then and didn't even know.
I just never knew.
The OG.
As opposed to an imaginary ID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well-
McLovin.
Yeah.
Well, so Ashley, where can the good folks find you
Yes.
on social?
Yeah. So right now just on Instagram, connections with Ashley. I'm in the process of getting my YouTube set up. That's my goal for this year. Is to kind of just start doing my solo stuff and putting like actual good content up. Like I have a ton, I just don't have the attention span to put it up. So that's my goal this year. And then I do want to put my Etsy shop out there. I did have it going for a while doing my readings and kind of put that on hold the last couple of months, but I want to get that back out there.
So your Etsy shop is like readings? Or are you selling stuff or what is it?
Yeah, so it's medium readings. I was doing it that way. I wanted to do it over Instagram and I got overwhelmed trying to do it. So I'm like, okay, let me try Etsy. So I have an Etsy one. It's on hold right now. So I'm in the process of opening that probably by the end of this month, redoing it. And then I want to start marketing on Instagram too.
Say the name of your Etsy shop so people can look it up either way. And I think because you can follow it. Even if the store's closed.
I will have to look it up because I don't even remember because I put it on hold and I didn't do it under connections with Ashley because it was too long of a name.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So Etsy, you have to kind of switch things up. So but I'll let you guys know when it's kind of up and running and then when my Instagram. So right now, just connections with Ashley. It's most of my cemetery stuff, some of the paranormal pieces I put up there, but definitely going to have things split. So I'll have my cemetery one and then I'm going to have my paranormal one and then a couple other things going. So big year for me. Super excited.
Nice.
And is if you're at liberty to talk or if you have it already set up, what's the next investigation going to be?
So I'm torn, and I was actually going to talk to you, Joy, about this afterwards. I am on, like, here, everybody, I'm going solo. Let me just put all my stuff out there. I'm taking PTO this weekend, this coming week, and so I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, do I just want to go to the beach and have like peaceful, or do I want to go to like some of the haunted like locations down in Oregon? So I'm trying to figure that out. So if I go this weekend, it's probably just going to be like some cemeteries and maybe 1 or 2 hotels. Big investigations. The one that I'll probably be going to, I pretty much have an NDA on, so I can't say anything.
Cool.
So that's probably going to be my next one. And then, of course, Colfax. Like, I cannot tell you how much I love that hospital. That's kind of my go-to. So.
We don't have cool hospitals, man. I'm jealous. You guys have the railroad out there. We don't got nothing cool like that.
We don't have a hospital. I'm dying to investigate a hospital. Never been, always wanted to.
Yeah.
You would love St. Ignatius. I think both, like all 3 of you would just absolutely.
All right. 305 Paranormal. When we going to Washington?
We'll do a private. We'll rent the whole thing. We'll do a private and
Bring the kids. Come on. We'll take turns.
yeah. No, it's
We'll get
yes,
a motorhome,
callbacks.
and that'll be our base camp.
There you go.
Like, hey kids, watch these cameras.
Yeah.
The whole nerve center.
Oh God.
Let us
Half the
know if you
cameras,
go.
we come back and all the cameras are like bluey all of a sudden.
There'll be fingerprints all over.
We're
Disney
missing,
Plus.
we're missing the investigation.
some movie.
Because damn bluey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some cartoon will be playing.
Joy, where can the good folks find you on socials?
You can find me on Instagram at JJ Paranormal. You can find us Spooked Coast to Coast on Facebook and YouTube. I think I changed my name again, but it's very similar. Joy and Joey's Archive. You guys need to help me come up with a catchy name.
Joy and Joy Adventures.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna change it again.
It is a tongue twister. I'll tell you.
As of this episode, it's called
Whatever the hell it is.
Joy and Joey's Adventures.
Yeah, right now it's called that.
I think she tagged me in the YouTube description. So
Yes.
if you want to find me there, please.
Yeah, up in there.
And then Ashley, yours is the same thing. Ashley Connections with Ashley on YouTube, right?
It should be,
It
but you
will
couldn't
be.
find me. So
No, I couldn't find you.
She left an emoji on a comment on the live premiere, right, Ash?
I think, but I just got this up the other day, so I'm way behind on
Yeah.
technology. So
I think you did, and that way you could find her easier that way, because that's how I had to find her. I asked her to comment on my video because I couldn't find her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
if you click on her name, you should be able to find her there.
and so I'll get that up and running sometime too. Just going to kind of pick away at it. So it's going to be a slow going for everything.
Yeah, mine too.
as many people know.
I can't keep up with this YouTube. I would like to get YouTube famous to make the money, honey, but it's a lot of work. A lot of work.
Yeah, I'm going to do it probably for like 5 minutes. Be like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, I was editing a video and I lost it. And I'm like, son of a beeswax.
Yeah.
So that's going to take me a while to get up back,
Mhm.
back up and running. This is why I can't commit to YouTube, even though I wouldn't mind making some dollars,
Yeah.
You know how much money these people make? By the way, these people make a lot of money. A lot of money.
We'll get there one episode at a time.
They make a lot of money. I'm like, damn. All right. So anyway, it's 1:41. I know, Jen, you have to wake up. You want to work tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Both
So you
guys have to
can
work.
find us at 305 Paranormal on
Mhm.
Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. You can find me at Mr. 305 Paranormal if you just want to see, the aspect from my perspective. I like the sneakers, animes, sports, things of that nature, and paranormal too.
Oh, by the way, I did watch yours and Black Smoke's video. I didn't comment yet, but that shit was off the hook. That
I
investigation.
know. I
Oh,
put the
thank
comment
you.
on there because it was good, right?
Thank you.
Yeah,
And
that shit was off the hook.
that's
I'm so behind.
the episode that you saw is where we were
Last
yesterday.
night, yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. I want to go there too.
Well,
Nobody
I
got
go-
the face.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, you can.
Go.
We
pick
had-
up,
we
pick
had
up
James-
Ashley and
We had
For real.
a guest from Georgia, Crossing the Line Paranormal. They were with
Uh-huh.
us last night. And
Oh, really?
they stayed, we all left, at the same time. We left there at
5:30 in the
after,
morning.
like after 5,
Yeah.
5:30 -ish in the morning, and yeah, we were there all night.
Started
Okay, so
at
quick.
8.
No, I
Okay.
mean they were there way before that.
Yeah.
So quick question. How long do you guys investigate? I do like 4 hours and I'm done. I'm like,
Well, this was, since it was a private, it was for us.
Mhm.
It was like you go whatever.
all
It was,
night.
it was basically like an all nighter.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I can't do it.
We've only done that.
You
We've only done that once before there.
yeah. How long
I-
do you?
The longest I've done, I think, is like a 13 or 14 hour.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I was wired when I left there. I honestly,
I could've kept going if
I
I
was
wanted
tired
to.
the first time we had went, but
Yeah.
it was just me and him. But it was I don't know. We were having fun, I guess. So.
Because we're getting a lot of activity. I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, I think on average, mine are probably like 6 hours.
Yeah, that's 6 hours I can do, and I'm done after that. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Because a lot of that is just waiting. You're like, okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you can find 305 Paranormal across all platforms under that name. Connection with Ashley. And then you can find all our. Do you have your YouTube link? You link to your Instagram?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna need help with all of this. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't either. Jen knows a lot more than I do, and I'm like, how'd you do that?
I'll help you. I just went to the thing where you said she commented, and then I just added her on YouTube. So now at least I can tag your YouTube there.
Yeah.
And then I'll bring this over to Instagram somehow, or just link it over, or
I'll tell you later how to.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate everybody being on. As always, great co-host, great guest. We're so happy that you were on, Ashley. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
It's
Say bye to the doll.
Bye, doll.
Yes, bye, doll.
Bye.
Thank you for your time.
Bye.
Stay at Ashley's house.
Thank you for giving us some signs.
Yeah, for real. She's sleeping. She out. She about me.
Yeah, she's not. She's like, I'm done.
Thanks for Mimi.
Yeah.
All right.
Everybody, please join us next week. It's
Yes.
going to be back to the trio again.
Investigating Joy's dolls.
I think Joey might be
Maybe.
there. He might. I think. Yeah. Yeah.
The other
Joey
Jay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think he might be off that Sunday, so he'll be with us.
All right. Sounds good.
And please remember, like, subscribe,
Please,
thumbs
yes.
up.
It helps
Tell
our
your
channel. We
abuela,
want to
your
be
abuelos,
YouTube famous.
come to watch. I want to be a millionaire.
Yes, so
freaking
freaking bad on YouTube famous.
All right, guys. See you later.
Bye, everybody.
Good night, guys. Thanks for joining.
Go Heat.